Welcome. This is my second video ever. This is when Deku is a master detective, and his quirk is analyzation. Let's start it at the age of 4. Deku was talking to Bakugo, and this is before Bakugo got his quirk, and he says, Bakugo says, I wish I knew what my quirk was. Then Deku just says, I don't know. Then in his head it says, Bakugo Gotsuki. Quirk explosion. And Deku says, try exploding a bit. Try to get angry a bit. Then Bakugo gets angry a bit. His hand starts to pop. You hear small pops. And Bakugo says, how did you know my quirk was explosions? I don't know. There's a voice in my head says, Bakugo Koski, explosions. I think it's my quirk. I don't know what it is. I think just me looking at you, I can tell what your quirk's gonna be. And how powerful it is. But yeah. We skip a few months later. A few years later, All Might decides to visit because All Might has to keep up with the press and everything like that. So he decides to go to a middle school. And that's where he meets Bakugo and Deku. And he crushes Deku's dreams about... Deku asks him, Can I be a number one hero or any kind of hero with my quirk? He says, All Might says, what is your quirk? And this is after the doctors told him what his quirk was. My quirk is called analyzation. I can analyze anyone's. I can just look at anyone and it says quirk. It tells me what the quirk is and how powerful it is. And I can control it. But what do you think? Can I be a hero? Well, I think you'd be able to be a detective, but not a hero with that quirk. Or just a plain, a little hero or a teacher that helped the students grow farther in a thing. Deku thinks about this, and he decides to become a master detective, or detective, with his quirk. Since we're going to skip this to time whenever he's 14 and decides everything. And there is a school for detectives, for detective quirks. And it is called Master Detective School. It's just right next to UA, too. So he decides to go there, and he meets a girl. Her name is let me think. Jane. Her quirk is called apparition, like imprisonment. But she can see, she can encase in a invisible wall or a little jail. That's her quirk, called imprisonment. But only she can look at them, they are in prison. Not very good for a hero, but good for a detective. She can jail people quicker than anyone. But yeah. She says, "Oh, so you're here to..." But yeah, you're here to become addicted too. He says, "Yes. May I ask you what your quirk is?" "My quirk is analyzation. I can analyze anyone and it tells me what the quirk is and what they might be able to and how powerful it is. Just watch." He grabs a notebook, grabs a pencil, and just looks at her. His eyes becomes like a scope, and he analyzes it and just writes down everything. And that's just how his quirk is. It's very helpful to understand the villain's quirks, everything like that. And to attain his knowledge, he has a photographic memory. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna... Wait, no, I'm gonna make this a little bit longer. Make it a 10-minute video, or 11. But yeah, the entrance exam is just saying, "Hey, look over these case files and tell me how did they crimes." And these are cold cases, and Deku just analyze it. He can analyze anything and tell him what it is, too. Not just quirks. And he writes it down and says, "Crime. Burglary. How? Came from the back and hit the quirk over the head. How it got away? A car in the park back behind the dumpster and right in the blind spot." So yeah. And he was done. There was no physical scam and everything like that since... Well, there is a running exam, but that's just to catch up to villains. And he does that. And he was the fastest one, since he had to train his body and his mind. And this saying, he was ripped. He had a six-pack. He almost looked like the regular Deku in the actual anime. But he has no broken bones. And yeah. Let's say, the girls called him attractive. But yeah, he had that smoothness of him. And yes, this is gonna be a... How can I explain it? 18 plus. And he's gonna have a harem. So yeah. That's where I'm gonna end it off here. Hope you enjoy. Like and share the videos. And go down to my friends, Lazy, whatever, Destroyer, and Mr. What If, and yeah, that's all. And don't forget Deku Universe. And Blue Crown.